Musical intelligence. Is it based on one's genetics, or is it the result of one's upbringing? Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences sheds some light on this question.
Gardner believes there are multiple forms of intelligence which include visual and spatial intelligence, interpersonal, bodily kinesthetic, intrapersonal, linguistic, logical and mathematical, and last but not least, musical intelligence.
So you might be thinking, what exactly is musical intelligence?
Well, we're glad you asked. The characteristics of someone with a high level of music intelligence include a high sensitivity to rhythm and pitch, a strong interest and affection for studying music, listening to it, and of course, playing it.
Music supplements an activity they're engaged in. For example, listening to it while studying increases their ability to focus. More often than not, they think and process information in terms of patterns and rhythm. This disposes them to being more adept at memorizing words and phrases in foreign languages.
Fun fact!
Aficionados are able to look at sheet music and hear the entire orchestra playing in their head. This is how Beethoven was still able to compose music even after becoming completely deaf.
Wowee!
One's heredity can strongly influence their relationship with music. For example, the gene PCDH7 was strongly linked with musical aptitude. On the other hand, genes can sometimes place one at a disadvantage for processing and creating music.
There's a hereditary condition known as amusia, which renders one unable to differentiate between tones.
They're born with less white matter and more gray matter located in the inferior frontal gyrus of the brain.
On the other hand, the environment plays an equally substantial role in fostering musical proficiency.
Cultural conditions can facilitate high levels of musical intelligence. For example, a study conducted amongst children found that 60% of Chinese subjects had perfect pitch, compared to only 14% of Americans who had it. This is the result of Mandarin's heavy dependence on intonation in order to convey meaning.
Piaget proposes that intelligence is initialized with the development of the operative mode of thought. This describes the child's tendency to learn the standards and structures of what they engage in with their environment. It is in this way that children's musical intelligence develops. By learning and practicing an instrument, they internalize the correct corresponding elements that are associated with that instrument. It's been proposed by some that spending 10,000 hours playing music qualifies one for being an expert on their given field of study. Not surprisingly, with music, more practice equals more proficiency.
Hey you! Cut that racket. We don't play music here. Get out of here.
On the other side of the coin, one's musical competency can be hampered by an unstimulating environment. A study conducted with school-aged children demonstrated that those with the least musical success had no to very little parental involvement in the playing of their instrument.
There's a common misconception that exposing a fetus to music will somehow boost the child's musical intelligence.
So I was getting a mani-pedi the other day, and Barbara told me music makes your baby smarter. What do you think about that, honey?
Gee, that's amazing, sweetheart. What are you going to play for our little guy? Some Wu-Tang Clan? Some Jimmy Buffett?
No! I'm not gonna play Jimmy Buffett or Wu-Tang Clan. You gotta play classical music. We want a little Mozart, not a little derelict.
A recent study examined several fetuses that were each exposed to a different genre of music before birth. A year later, they were reintroduced to this music, and each baby showed a strong preference for the music they heard in the womb and music of the same genre. Researchers concluded that playing music for babies didn't improve their intelligence at all, but they did discover that the developing brain is capable of storing or recovering memories over a long period of time.
So where does this information leave us? Both heredity and a musical upbringing can foster a high level of musical intelligence. In our opinion, genetics set the stage, but environment pulls the curtain.